हैं बादा मस्त बादा आशा में अहमदियत चलता है दौर मीना ओ जाम अहमदियत.
Okay, Jazakallah everyone for joining. Today will be short and sweet. It's just we wanted just to catch up again because it's been a while. Last week we couldn't hold it because we thought that we'll give some time to the family as well from the 25th on Christmas Day. But today is New Year's Day, so I'm really happy that a lot of you have taken some time out to join today. Today, just the agenda is really go over the Friday sermon, also go over some of the fantastic work that's been going on around the region. So some people may not know. So this is a really good platform as well to just highlight those particular events that people have got up to. And also we're going to talk about our New Year's plan, how we have spent the day today, and also how we plan to spend the rest of the year. So just ask a few of you, each of you, what your we call it New Year's resolutions, what you guys plan to work on in the coming year. So Kashif, are you on? I know you know Michael.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome,
Yeah,
Salam.
I'm on.
Are you able
All,
to give a quick summary of the Friday sermon today?
yeah, I've got it. Oh, yeah, I've got it.
Wicked.
Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This today's Friday 7th summary. So Hazur was talking about Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Aizatullah bin Asi stated, explaining the incidents of the martyrdom of Hazrat Ali. Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziyatullah anhu explained that the Khawarij had decided to murder all of the influential people. The list included Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Muawiyah, and Hazrat Amr bin al-As. They were not able to martyr Hazrat Muawiyah and Hazrat Amr. However, Hazrat Ali was severely injured and later died as a result of an attack at the time of Fajr prayer. Before attacking Hazrat Ali, his attacker announced that, "O Ali, it is not your right to be obeyed in every matter, as this right only belongs to Allah." Hazrat Ali. The Holy Prophet ﷺ has foretold the martyrdom of Hazrat Ali. He once said to Hazrat Ali that, "Do you know the worst person among those who have passed and those will come later on?" Hazrat Ali replied that Allah and His Messenger know best. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said that the worst person among those who have passed was the person who cut off the legs of Prophet Saleh Kamel. And among those who will come on later on, it will be the person who will attack you with a spear. Before his death, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu left a will for his family. Some of the points from this will are as follows. I bear witness that there is no worthy worship of Allah and Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is his messenger whom he sent with the true faith. O Hassan, I advise you and the members of family to fear Allah. Take care of your relatives as your mutual harmony is better than offering voluntary prayers. Guard the rights of your neighbors. Fear Allah in matter of following the Holy Quran, offering prayers, paying zakat, and carrying out jihad for the sake of Allah. Fear Allah in respect of the poor and give them a share of your wealth. Guard the prayer, guard the prayer, guard the prayer. Do not be afraid of anyone in attaining the pleasure of Allah. Speak good to the people and never abandon enjoying good and forbidding from evil. If you do so, the worst of you will become your rulers. Next slide. Hazrat Ali. When Hazrat Ali Raziallahu anhu passed away, Hazrat Hassan addressed that people and said, O people, tonight such a person has passed away that no one was able to excel him in past and no one can attain his status in the future. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ sent him on an expedition, Gabriel was on his right and Michael was on his left, and he would not return until Allah had granted him victory. His funeral prayer was led by Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu. The Holy Prophet ﷺ once said that I'm the city of knowledge and Ali is its door. In another hadith, he states that the paradise is keen on receiving three people: Ali, Amr, and Salman. At another instance, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, that Allah has made you such that you do not partake anything of this world, and the world does not take anything from you. Next slide. This is about New Year. So Hazur said today is the new year, new day of the new year, and we should pray that this year is blessed for Jamaat and the entire world. May Allah enable us to turn toward God even more so than before and enable the world as well to recognize the purpose of its creation. May they not be those who violate each other's rights. We have been facing a deadly pandemic for almost a year now. However, it seems that the majority of people are not inclined to accept that the pandemic might be a warning from God for mankind to reform their ways. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Ayyadullah bin Nasir said he recently sent letters to various world leaders in which he drew their attention to, to the fact that such calamities comes about from becoming unmindful of God and growing injustice. Though some leaders replied, their replies were limited to the worldly aspect of this crisis, and they failed to acknowledge the aspect of God and faith which His Holiness Ayyadullah had mentioned. End of summary. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, Kashif. Kashif, there's one thing which you learned from this khutbah. What would it be? Just quickly asking.
One thing I learned from this khutbah was like how even though like about the Hazrat Ali being like a role model for everyone, and he even said that thing with Hazrat Sallallahu said that, oh Allah, that you are the best person to be alive, and there's no person will come better than you. That shows how much good he was at is during his time. That really shocked me as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And Holy Prophet Sallallahu love for Hazrat Ali was just unparalleled. I remember the incident Hazur was saying as well, like when he was sitting with his companions and he was telling them like a heavenly person, a person of heaven will be walking through the door now. And then Hazrat Abu Bakr Razilon who walked through the door. And Hazur said again, the next person as well will be someone heavenly. And then Hazrat Umar Razilon who came through the door. And then the third time, Hazur, beloved, the Holy Prophet said it again, that heavenly person will walk through the door now. And in that moment, he prayed that it's Hazrat Ali. And that very moment, Hazrat Ali walked through the door, and Hazur became really happy. The Holy Prophet became really happy. So that shows, the love. Someone who, of course, he was literally raised in the house of the Holy Prophet showed the love that he had for him. So yeah, another series, another episode on Hazrat Ali. May Allah be pleased with him, and a lot of insight which Hazur gave. And just to emphasize it more, even though this is the first day of the year, Hazur still gives preference and priority to these events over, many people think that you should just be speaking about, what we need to do in the first day of the year. But Hazur actually, emphasized more on these aspects, on becoming like the companions of the Holy Prophet. So there's a great lesson in there as well, a great underlying message that we all need to try and take. But of course, at the end, Hazur did talk about the New Year's Day, as Kashif, you rightly mentioned in your presentation. But we'll get more onto that a bit later. But first, I want to go to Mubarak Sab. Mubarak is our regional Khidmat Khalq Nazim. Been very, very active in the past few days. Mubarak. Wa alaikum salam. Mubarak. Could you just give us a small update? What's been happening, and what are the figures, and what has been the reaction from all the work that's been going on?
Yeah, we were working like for last 1 month on this for Christmas occasion, but unfortunately we couldn't be able to do it on Christmas. Then we decided to do it, the distribution of the gift and the token of appreciation and the love to the people in the society or the frontline people who are working for us in NHS, fire station and police station. So there was delay, so we decided then to do it on New Year Eve. So at that, on 31st, yesterday, we came out of our houses, my whole team from North, from Upper West, and we all together delivered some beautiful goodie bags gifts to the needy people and as well as to the well-reputed organizations and their offices, head offices as well. The effort which we have put in last 1 month, day and night, like our guiding, 9 guiding of 9 gathers, 9 Nazmeen of 9 gathers, I was in personally touch with them, and on a daily basis we have an update, and we are gathering everything, all goodie bags at Darul Barkat, and it is almost 300 plus. Finally, it was like 300 plus goodie bags at Darul Barkat. Yesterday we arrived there, and we decided to go on to the many places. We assigned some places, but after that we have a lot of goodie bags remaining, so we decided to do more. So first of all, we went to the fire station, head office of fire station. There we delivered that, and the manager there, first of all, when we reached there, so the security guard was not allowing us to do that, and not to taking pictures and all these things. And then I asked him for this, if there is any manager or anyone there. So he called manager, and we told the details, everything, that we are from EMY charity foundation and all these things, and he was so happy, and he accepted all these things from us, and he happily, um, you can say that he gave us like good feedback about Jamaat as well, because it is nearby our Darul Barkat Mosque. So he gave us a very good feedback about this, that you guys are used to do it in past. So I said yes, we are still doing that. Then we moved to police head office in city. There we went there, and I was so scared, and because I don't have any good experience with police in my whole life. I got so many times due to this, on bike without having no license. I was beaten by police as well, but that was Punjab police, and this was the UK police. So there was a big difference. When I reached there, I talked to a police officer. I told him the whole situation, and then I was just surprised that like his reaction was totally opposite what I was thinking, and he was so happy, and he gave me like what we can say, that good feedback again from him, and he took my number, he took my details, he asked me for the designation in foundation, in this charity foundation. Then I gave him all details. I just wrote him all these things, and I gave him the greeting cards as well, and he was so happy. We took picture with him, and after that we moved to children hospital. We were scared as well because of the COVID vaccine. There is one department who is doing this vaccination theme for older and elderly people. So we went there at children hospital, and at snowfall or sandwell, and the lady doctor, the senior doctor came, and she just received all these things, and she said that last year you did it. I remember last year I think Upper West has done something and distributed some goodie bags, so we did it there. Then we moved to educational center for medical and sciences, and there they were like a lot of students still learning their courses and all these things. We went there, we gave them, and they were really surprised that you in this situation still you are doing this thing. And then we said to all these people, if you need any volunteer help or anything, we have a lot of people, labor force and volunteer people who can help you. So we did this all things, and we distributed 250 plus gifts, and we roam here and there on the street of Alam Road, and we were in search of homeless people, and we were stopping our cars, and we didn't took any picture with homeless people, because my personally think, for me, that it's not look good to have a picture, because they are like the homeless people on the footpaths. And so I took the well-reputed institution pictures, but I didn't take that picture. But on footpaths, we roam here and there, and then we distributed all these goodie bags to them as well. And then food bank scene. It took like 6 hours, more than 6 hours, like in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock, and it took like 6 hours, and in night 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock we reached our home. So this was like amazing. Whenever we say Alhamdulillah, this was my personal feeling which I want to share with you. That most of the time, not most of the time, but sometime we said Alhamdulillah, but we are not feeling well. But this time it was my from my bottom of my heart, from my feelings that I said Alhamdulillah after a long time that it's really matter for me that by the grace of Allah He gave me that much strength that I work on that whole day and night for a month, and after that the result was good. So this is the thing we have done as a region, as a team West Midland, not a particular Aqiadat. So this is a really, and when we reported this to national team, and they were really surprised that really you have done after a long time West Midland rocked again. So that was a feedback which we required for more effort in next for the next month. So we have lined up some other activities next month, and I am pretty sure that we will do it effectively and efficiently as well. Thank you.
Jazakumullah Bar is fantastic and honestly amazing work, and it just goes in line with what Hazur was saying a few weeks ago about how you shouldn't just do work yourself. You should get a team around you. And mashallah, Rasa, coming from North Birmingham, now you're able to expand the work into the whole region, and you can see how much people have got involved. So it's really good work. And with these things, this is what the Quran is always talking about: doing um, uh, righteous deeds and amalan salihan. These are the things that will, you only get positive reactions from, positive feedbacks from. And it's the ultimate thing because you're doing neki for other people. There's nothing higher than that. So, sometimes we have to break away from our beds, break away from our comfort zones, and get out there and, spread the love to other people. So, alhamdulillah, the reaction, I'm really happy to hear about that. And I'm happy to see different faces as well. Incredible stuff. Jazakumullah Baris. Really good to hear from you. And inshallah, the activity will carry on going from your side. Guys, also, along with the good works in Khuddam de Khalq, this was the New Year's Day as well. So as you know, a lot of us woke up early in the morning, reading our nafil prayers, going to tahajjud. I think this was in our mosque here in Bet Al Ghafur, also here in Walsall, where I used to lead namaz back in the day, last year. And at the same time, a lot of people were getting out there and also doing some street cleaning as well. So here we have a few Khuddam in Walsall cleaning up in the car park. So a few of them there before cleaning, and then this was a requirement from the center as well that takes some pictures before and after. So as you can see, mashallah, this road, I know this particular road as well, there's always leaves dropping from the neighbors. So I know how much work that they've actually done, and you can see they've gone all the way up the road as well. So just three people coming together and really cleaning the road really well. So mashallah, it's good to start like this, and inshallah I hope that you guys can also carry it on as well. I don't know. Zaria, do you want to explain us what's going on here?
I woke up and half his subs because he said make sure you take some before and after pictures. So just to prove to him that was actually me doing it, I took a picture in my bin bag. But yeah.
Is that before he called you or after he called you?
No, this is after he told me to take
You
pictures.
don't look too happy about it.
I just woke up after because we was up all morning and I said I'll go to sleep first and then yeah, I was quite happy even though I don't look it.
So this is the street. Is this around your house?
Yeah.
Is this the rubbish that you left there or the rubbish that you picked up then?
No, I never left anything.
Mashallah, no, it's really good stuff. So what did you actually do? Did you just go all the way down your road or just around your house?
Yeah, I just took a walk down my road and just picked up any rubbish I saw.
Mashallah, really good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
This part was very dirty. This second, yeah. This one, it was actually worse than the photo because it was everywhere and now it's all nice and clean.
Did you have litter picker with you then, or was it by hand?
I had bin man gloves.
Great stuff. So that's Birmingham East. Walsall covered as well. Birmingham West as well. I don't know who this is. Is this
RQ?
RQ? Yeah, leading by example. MashaAllah. He's got all the equipment, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In his chapel as well, guys. That is dedication, mashallah. Great stuff. And also, this is me as well. Um, just thought I'd clean around my house. Also, I saw one of the signs which fell down on the south. I know you guys been living here for a while. I don't know how long this has been down for, but I thought I'd put it back up. Also has thank you on it as well. So appreciation to the NHS as well, guys. So everyone got a bit of a chance to give back. But
That
guys,
one's all right. Oh,
it's a great way to start the year. But as with everything, we should try and carry these things on. And you guys can see when people come together, you really start to enjoy it. So a lot upon that topic, um, guys, I just want to just get a few opinions from you guys about New Year's resolutions. But before that, we have Zishan, Zishan Qureshi, who is also a local Nazim Tarbiyat as well, who had just been appointed recently. So Zishan, if you want to meet yourself, just introduce yourselves firstly to everyone as well.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ishan. I'm from Birmingham West, and I'm a local Nazim Tarbiyat, as Rabbi Saab just said.
And what are you doing studies wise and everything?
So I'm doing I'm doing a I'm doing a degree apprenticeship with JLR, and I study at Warwick University, and I drive a Seat Ibiza, as Rabbi Saab asked.
Lime color, guys, lime. Acha, so Zishan just going to read a message from Sadr Khuddam MD UK. So this is about the New Year's. Yeah, Zishan, take it away.
I'll just read the message which was given by Sadr Majlis MK UK and was published on the Tariq magazine. So it goes as, my dear brother, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The moment a year ends and a new one begins is a special moment in any society or culture. Attached to such a time is the celebration of one era ending and a new one beginning. But what we as Ahmadi Muslims have been taught is such moments also mark an opportunity for us to introspect, to reflect upon our lives, and evaluate how much we have spiritually progressed. The year 2020 has perhaps been one of the most difficult in recent memory and has hindered the plans and aspirations of many. It is true that though we had to put our lives on hold, but we as Ahmadi Muslims should always take comfort in the fact that no matter the circumstances, the door of God is never shut, nor are the paths that lead to Him. We ought to take this opportunity to grade ourselves on all the points that Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V explained in his 2018 Friday sermon on how to celebrate the start of the new year. For it is only then that any New Year celebration can become meaningful to us. Moreover, more than ever before, our resolutions must resolve around discharging the rights of our neighbors. We have all heard the story of how Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV once celebrated the New Year in London prior to his Khilafat. Let us then cherish the virtue that we have done during 2020 and resolve to carry it on in 2021. I pray, therefore, that may 2021 be a source of blessings and prosperity for you, and may we all collectively quicken our pace towards Allah the Almighty. Wassalam, Khaksar, Abdul Qudus Arif, Sadr Majlis Khuddam al-Hamdiya UK.
Jazakumullah, Zishan. So that was a nice little message from our Sadr. Something we all should try and take in. And the main thing is, as we heard Hazrat Ali Raziallahu anhu before he passed away, his will that he concentrated on prayer and protect your prayer, and which ultimately will bring you guys closer and bring us all closer to Allah the Almighty. And that is basically our goal. Why do we get up so early today and to do tahajjud and concentrate more on reading the Quran? It's because we are trying to make that first step towards Allah the Almighty, and those are the really important things. We recognize that at the start, but we stumble during the middle, and then we pick it back up towards the end. So you have to pray a lot that during those times when you are down, that pray that Allah is always there for you, and He is always there. You just have to reach out to Him, and He will always help you. Tiga. So guys, just a few of you. Omar, I'll go to you first because Omar's got his camera on. No other reason. Omar, We've talked about this before as well, me and you. But if there's anything you want to share about, you reflected on last year, and Hazur mentioned today in the end of his Friday sermon as well, that we need to self-reflect all the time and really identify our weaknesses and try and get rid of those weaknesses and become the best that we can be. So upon that, what have you reflected on from last year, and what do you think that you can work on more this year?
Uh, one of my key one of my key goals I want to work on is my namaz, and I want to try and pray my 5 daily prayers on time, and sticking to the routine, waking up in the morning, and you know, Fajr has always been a hard one. The first Fajr and Tahajjud has always been a very hard one for me, I have to admit. So, I mean, Fajr is something that I want to try and do every morning, and then stick to that routine. And also reading the Holy Quran. I think Fajr is the best time. You can agree with that. So I mean, namaz and reciting the Holy Quran, they're my main two goals to achieve in the new year.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think a lot of people might repeat what you said as well, and it's amazing to think about that we actually try to make that intention to work on that side of things. Not many people. Obviously, you have your other side of your life, work life, and trying to reach different aspirations and try to climb higher in your career. But there's always that other side, the spiritual side, that we tend to struggle on, and that's completely normal because the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that al-imanu yankuzu wa yazidu, that our faith goes up and it comes down, goes up and comes down. So start strong, and you'll always end strong as well. Jazakallah. And also with the tahajjud thing as well, I was reading today an extract of Hazrat Masih Maud that I see it compulsory upon my jamaat to read tahajjud, even if it's just two rakat. Try and even do that, because then you have that blessing of your prayer being heard more during that time. And there's no better time to read namaz than tahajjud time. And it's weird because sometimes namaz drops to 3 o'clock, but we still manage to wake up fajr. Nowadays it's 7 o'clock. We think to ourselves, if we could have woken up 3 o'clock, then how can we not wake up at 7 o'clock? Why is it even harder now? So all the time, our psychology is telling us that whatever time fajr is going to be a difficult time. So do try to always stay strong on that, and try to always make that your goal. Start your day well, and you won't have any other excuses otherwise.
One thing,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Murabbi, stop. Just one thing I would just like to mention over here
yeah,
is that I never like to think on the last day of the year like, that what sorry that what my new resolution for the next year is going to be, because I personally I want to think that at the end of the day what my drawbacks were, and what I can and how I can use those drawbacks to make it better for the next day. So continuously I can, not just because it's a new year, but I can make it. I can continue um, to. I could learn from my mistakes, basically, for the future.
yeah. And that's exactly what self-reflection is. Jazakallah. Um, Sabur, can we go to you next? Ablutronics, if you're able to unmute yourself, if you're in a position to. If not, it's Tika. Anas, let's go to you now. Anas got a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Anas, what do you think, things that you maybe have reflected on, and things that maybe you can share with us that you want to personally improve on?
And my personal goal for this year is tahajjud. That's the thing. I think I read somewhere recently that I think it's a hadith that tahajjud is like an arrow which never misses its target, or the
Yeah.
tahajjud is like an arrow which doesn't miss its target. So a lot of things are said about dua and all that kind of stuff, but it's just sometimes reflect that there's not a lot of dua I do in a sense when you're literally missing out the biggest opportunity presented, i.e. tahajjud. So that's the biggest goal this year.
Yeah.
I think the other one would be not combining namaz. So instead of praying Maghrib and Isha together and Zohar and Asr together, need to actively try to separate those as well.
That's really good. Really, really good. I know with the tahajjud thing as well, as Muslim said that tahajjud was a sunnah of all the prophets since the beginning of time. You know, they would wake up early, early morning and pray to Allah. So, you know, in that is a great sign, a great, you know, indication for us that, you know, there's something there that we're missing out on big time. So if we can force ourselves to get up, that'll be a really good thing. And, you know, prayers are answered a lot more during that time. Jazakallah. Anas. Atar Mirza, Walsall gang. Hope everything's going well in Warsaw. If you're able to unmute yourself, then it'd be nice to hear from you as well. Any New Year's resolutions you have. While we wait for you as well, we'll go to Daniel. So Daniel, is there anything that you've reflected on this year from the previous year that you may want to work on?
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam, Daniel.
So most of this last year has been in lockdown with the masjid closed, no ijtima, no jalsa. It just made me realize how much important this is to our lives. We weren't able to go to mosque for Dars in Ramzan as well. So yeah, just make the most of these Jamaati activities in the next year because we missed out so much in 2020.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think all of us realized this during the first lockdown, that you just miss those small little things. For me, I think when I used to come to namaz, I used to, you know, you take it for granted with the kids, you know, running around and going to play in the hall. You don't really click onto that because you never think you'll lose it. But now when we go to namaz, you know, we miss that little aspect of it. And it's nice having, you know, a variety of people coming to the mosque. So yeah, definitely try and immerse yourself in all the activities that we are holding now. So that's a really good one. Jazakallah, Daniel. How did Shakib? You as well, man. What do you say? Sam.
I think for me, it would be just to survive the next year, I guess. No, but on a serious note, like everyone else, I think for me, it's namaz as well. A couple of years ago, I was at Battle for Two reading namaz, and after the Isha namaz, Mulana Bajwa Sahib he delivered a dars, and he said that there's always you can always improve on your deen. So if you're reading 5 daily prayers, then maybe you're not reading them on time. Then you can start reading them on time. And then like Anas Bhai mentioned that maybe you're combining Zohar and Asr together frequently and Maghrib and Isha. You can try separate them and read them separately. And then you can start reading Tahajjud. Like there's always a next step. And for me, I think it's probably, like Anas Bhai, not doing Zohar and Asr together. So like saving time for later. So if you're combining Asr with Zohar, thinking that then you can have more time to do other stuff, then I think that's wrong. And then also reading tahajjud. I don't really read tahajjud that much, but inshallah this year I'll try and focus on tahajjud again.
Yeah, that's it's really good. You basically want to go from a shift of having to do something to wanting to do something. And when you want to start praying, you know, you will automatically start to, you know, pray on time and praying for the reason that you're being asked to pray. I think that's something which we all struggle with as well. You know, when we the ball is in our court and we can decide, and sometimes we become quite lazy on that, and we get to the end of the day, we realize that, you know, so many prayers are left, and no one feels good. No one feels like, you know, even if they do it, that they've done justice to it, because they know, you know, in your hearts that you should have done it, you know, on time before. So it's a great resolution, and inshallah Allah help you in that as well. Go to Dr. Dr. Hasham. Assalamu alaikum. Great to have you on today, Hasham. I know you're at work, so it's
Walaikum salam.
always like to catch you whenever you do come on.
Jazakallah. No, just listening to everybody is definitely mentioned some good things. Personally, there was a couple of things I was reflecting on.
One was from Hazur's sort of sermon today towards the end, where he mentioned that we as Ahmadis should start by sort of our brotherhood and building our brotherhood and building ourselves within our Jamaat. So that's something I'd definitely like to work on and get involved in all the sort of local, regional events and things to try and, because it's quite difficult with everything that's happening at the moment. And the other thing I was thinking about was that the aspect of the tabligh. So, like quite recently, we've seen a lot of, particularly campaigns from Pakistan coming against the Jamaat. So it's just good to be able to try and build myself in that aspect. I've got a role of regional Azim Ishad, so that kind of ties in and is a good opportunity to expand on that.
When you see these, allegations being thrown around, has it almost triggered something within you that you forcing yourself to actually learn about your own religion and try to give an answer as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think also with what Hazur, this recent Al-Hakam article, which went into depth about what Hazur said and the challenge that Hazur gave to the rest of the Muslims, it really makes you think that, what are we doing as Ahmadi Muslims? We're just sort of, are we sitting idly? And yes, we've got the books of the Promised Messiah. Yes, we've got the teachings and we know what's right and what's wrong. But how much are we acting upon them ourselves? And then the aspect of how much are we actually trying to tell the rest of the Muslims about Ahmadiyyat, in fact. Previously, I've been very sort of passionate about conveying the message to non-Muslims. So Christians, had lots of discussions with Christians, but this particularly with Hazur's challenge that he gave to the rest of the Muslims, it makes you want to tackle that aspect as well. That it's true. They whatever they're waiting for, they've sort of created this story that is going to be towards the end of time and how Hazrat Isa is going to come back. So it really makes you think. If you've got clever people around the world, you've got people who think logically, people who probably rely more on logic and science than before. So to really get them thinking, and perhaps you can, even if you convey the message, sort of changing the hearts is up to Allah in the end.
Yeah, that's really true. And I've felt in the past few weeks, and I've even seen you as well on social media, even during the live conversations, how you're trying to answer back, and it's really nice to see that many people are trying to give those answers back. We were going from a time of being quiet to now almost we're stepping forward and defending our religion, because when we do have the truth, we need to protect it as well, and we can't let other people destroy it and destroy the minds of others who don't know about Ahmadiyyat. So as Hazur said, when we see such messages, bombard it. Everyone should try and jump on it and trying to give answers, because we have the truth. We shouldn't be scared. If we didn't have the truth, then you should be scared. You can't defend anything. But we have all the answers with us. It's just about us finding them and delivering it back to the others. Jazakallah, Dr. Saab, was a really good input from you.
Jazakallah.
And Happy New Year to you. Hunan, let's hear from you as well. Any New Year's resolutions you have, and yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. So my New Year resolution, or whatever you want to call it, it's got a little background story to it as well. So basically, once me and a couple of other people, we were just sitting with our old Murab Saab, Mulana Giltang Saab. We were just sitting there, and then he said, out of everyone here, who can give me a date and say, since that date, I've not missed a single namaz? And we were all just quiet because we couldn't name that date. And then he also had the background story to it. And he said, once my dad asked me the same thing, which actually motivated me as well. And he said that he can name us all a date, but he didn't want to say what day it was. And he said, since that day, I've not missed a single namaz. So I think everyone here should try have that as motivation and say since the start of 2021, I've not missed a single namaz. So for me, I'm gonna try to follow the same thing. So like 2 years down the line, I can also say that day I've not missed a single namaz.
Yeah, I think the Holy Prophet set the bar so high that he said from the age of 10 and no one should be missing in namaz. Yeah, we get to the age that we are now, we think back like, oh my god, like what am I doing? Like he's saying that from 10 years old. Imagine how mature those people were at that time. It was within their routine. So yeah, it's just a great reflection to think about. But at the same time, it's never too late. You should never think that oh, I've missed all these things. I'm such a bad person. Allah is, is Ghafoor. He's the most forgiving, and He always gives us opportunities. So you see, even people, the Muslims at that time, how they accepted Islam in their late age, but then they turned them from from animals to people of Allah, to the point where they became ashra mubashira, that they were promised heaven. So if we take that example, then with us as well, we can also attain those levels no matter what stage we are in our life. So Hanan, a great goal there, and inshallah may Allah help you with that. And from this moment on, you will never miss another prayer in your life, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Guys, I want to go quickly to Umar quickly. You want to say something before we go to the next person?
Yeah, no, just on the point about namaz and prayer, I think the one everyone's new resolution includes some sort of namaz and stuff like that. So it just came to my mind now. There's a narration from Nassim Bajwa Sahab, who we mentioned earlier, and he said that Rabbi Sahab, maybe you can shed some light on this. I think it's a narration from one of the Khulafa, or maybe the Holy Prophet Sallallahu, that if you miss one prayer in your whole life, all the other previous namaz that you've done, Allah does not accept it. So it shows that how much importance namaz has. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, the fact that namaz is a pillar of Islam, among the five pillars, shows that no matter what situation, and we're men, there's no exception for us to miss a prayer. With women, it's totally different, but with us, if we're standing, we're sitting, we're lying down, as the Quran says, you should be thinking about Allah. So these we can't escape it. So might as well just accept that this is our goal. And by the end of the day, my teachers always used to tell me that you guys are going to go through times where you're by yourself, you're going to have so many things on your plate, and you're going to get to the end of the day and you're going to realize that you haven't read all the prayers or even any of the prayers. But make sure that before you sleep, you fulfill that duty, because it is a command from Allah that you have to get them done no matter what. So even if you guys find yourself in that situation, don't think that it's too late, I'll just do it tomorrow. In that very moment, just put the janamas down and just complete your prayers. And in that way, you slowly build to a level that you will start putting all the prayers in their right place. Khalifa Sani Rizwan host said that namaz, the five pillars of the five namaz are like strong, massive buildings that is impossible to move. But no matter what you do, you can't move it. So you're gonna have to force yourself to go around them. And if you think like that, if you really establish that in your mind, you need a strong mindset to do that. But everyone can do it, because Allah says that He has not burdened us beyond our capacity. So if you really believe that namaz is something that can't be moved, then you'll force yourself to do all those little things that you have in the day around namaz. And if we keep that example in your minds, then slowly it will become quite easy for you. Kashif, let's go to you now. A lot of self-reflecting going on, and alhamdulillah, a lot of advancing going on as well. How has the last year been, and what do you think that you can work on personally to grow?
Personally, it's usually the same as others. So work around my namaz and prioritizing that, and also trying to read the Quran daily, and also with translation, so I know what I'm reading and understand, and read other Islamic books written by Islam and Mustahid, and other books as well, and understand their point of view and stuff. Yeah, and increase my knowledge in Islam as well. Yeah.
We're so lucky that the books of Promised Messiah, they're compiled in a name called Ruhani Khuzain, spiritual treasures. And you don't realize that until you actually begin to read it. And we've realized, when Saqib does his presentations, we're only getting the tip of the iceberg. But just by reading it, even if you don't understand what you're reading, you're still immersing yourself in that treasure. So slowly, slowly, there's the tarbiyat happening within you as well. So a great goal as well, and a good thing for all of us to remind ourselves that try and focus on that side as well. We have we have something that no other Muslim has, and that is writings from a prophet himself, from his own hand. No other prophet has done that. So we're so lucky to have that, and we must make full use of that as well. We'll go fly over to Leamington Spa now. Maz Ahmed, Zaklet, it's nice to have you as well on board. The other side of the Midlands, but at the end of the day, we're all neighbours as well. Maz, how has your year been, and is there any self-reflection that's going on and things that you want to improve?
Sorry, yeah, I use my work Zoom account, so my name's Musabo, but yeah,
Yeah.
has, makes life easier. Yeah, I think the points around improving and focusing on Salat certainly resonate, and I think that's true for everyone, as much as for myself. I guess in addition to that, and not to repeat what's come before, is for me also to do more in terms of serving the Jamaat and carry out my Jamaat duties, um, with improved zeal, I guess. So, as with everybody, you have a number of sort of roles, and they take up different amounts of effort at different times of the year. So for me, it's just making sure that I'm delivering upon those roles and reaping the blessings of having the opportunity to have that role in the first place.
Yeah.
And specifically as my in my capacity as working within the research association, just making sure we're holding enough events and conveying the messages of Hazur from the conference last year to all of the researchers to make sure that they're aware of that message, and inshallah, helping them all take a step closer towards the Nobel Prize. So for me, that's really important from that side of things.
It's really good as well. I think all of us here have some sort of responsibility in the Jamaat as well. Sometimes we'll go in the back seat a bit. But I think I was talking to Anas as well today as well. We're talking about that, Jamaat work is a ni'mat. It's a blessing from Allah. Some people, it's a fight or flight situation. Sometimes when you get that responsibility, your first initial reaction is, try and run away, and I think we use the term of being a ghost. But the Jamaat takes us from that position of being a ghost into, gives us life. And we truly start to realize the blessings of it when we start to really put our heart and soul into that work. Allah really does show his blessings in that. Jazakallah Musawwir. Mubarak, are you able to speak? I know you were driving before. You must have many more goals now.
I'm still driving. First of all, I agree with Haris Shakil, and Haris, I will love to see Safir here on this platform as well. This is the game. This is the year of survival. Secondly, as an Ahmadi and as a Nazim Khidmat Khalq, I believe on two resolutions always every year: Akimus Salata and Fastabikul Khairat. And you can do a better translation in English of these two words. Um, Thirdly, we are, I think, missing a very best part of today's sermon, which our beloved Hazur has mentioned about Hazrat Ali, that while carrying out jihad, if there is any personal revenge, don't don't do that. Like if you have a personal clash with anyone, then you are not supposed to do, like you are taking revenge in the shape of jihad, and you are doing that. So, like we are doing in our Jamaat on a daily routine. If a Qais Saab, if a Murabbi Saab or me, anyone have any clash in past with any Khadim, and due to that we are taking we are using we are taking the advantage of that, and we are spoiling and exploit some other Khadim. We don't do that. As Huzur mentioned in the sermon, that Hazrat Ali captured one person,
grabbed him and he was about to kill him, but he spitted on the face of Hazrat Ali. And at that time, Hazrat Ali leave that person. That Yahudi asked Hazrat Ali that why you left me, you know that I am your deadly enemy. So he said that you spitted on me. That means now it's a personal thing. If I will kill you, that means there will be some part of personal revenge in that. So don't be a personal with anyone. If while carrying out jihad, while serving your jamaat, anywhere. So this should be my resolution after listening to the today's sermon, that if I have any personal issues with anyone, I will try to minimize that, eliminate that, and do a purely the belief thing or any service of Jamaat. I will do it regardless of these things. If I have a clash, no issues. I will be with my pure heart, with my pure intentions. I will serve Jamaat.
Ji. Bilkul. Great example. We learn from the noble characters of the Sahaba and implement that into our own life. And that's exactly what Huzur wants from each and every one of us. Jazakallah Baris. Safe trip home and a happy new year to you as well. Naya Mubarak. Next we'll go to Muslim Hamoud, another Birmingham West youngster. Muslim, you've had a lot of things. I'm sure you have pretty much the same things as well. But any goals for this year, reflecting on the previous year?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Thanks.
I think that one of my main goals, apart from obviously praying on time, like everyone else said, and tahajjud, and similar to everyone else, however, I'd like to bring in more like Islamic and Muslim characteristics into my personality. And instead of just saying I'm a Muslim and an Ahmadi Muslim, acting like it as well in front of everyone, so that other people can be guided to that as well.
Yeah, that's true. I think we talked a lot about this as well. Like, Ahmadi, being Ahmadi isn't just a title that we should be proud of. It should be something that we show people, and you show people what Ahmadiyat is. Just like, the great work that Baris has been doing with the other Khuddam. That's what showing what Ahmadiyat is. You hear an order and you go and do it. It doesn't matter what department you are in. You just try and give your best in that. And in some departments it's more obvious, in other departments it's more about your relationship with Allah the Almighty. With Khidam the Khalq, it's all about putting yourself out there, people seeing you do the work. Whereas if you're in an office, it's just you and the work, and what relationship you have with that particular piece of work. So whatever it is, just always do it with the level of taqwa, with fearing Allah, and in that way, anything you do will always be blessed. Jazakallah. We'll go back to our neighbors, Leamington Spa, Temur and Samir. If you guys are able to unmute yourselves, it'd be good to also hear from you guys as well. Of course, if you can also introduce yourselves as well, if possible.
You unmute.
If not, it's fine. Yeah, Tiga. Welcome, salam.
Introduce. What?
Yeah, if you could introduce yourselves fairly, because I know you guys first time maybe coming on. So just introduce yourselves, and also if you have any resolutions for this year, please do share.
My name is Tamur. I make videos and stuff for Jamaat, and I don't really have any New Year's resolution. I don't usually make them.
Okay. Was any weaknesses that you may have seen in the last year that maybe you would like to strengthen this year? Are you a perfect individual?
No, I don't know. There's quite a few things I could improve.
Yeah.
I'm just probably not going to do it though. Too lazy.
So laziness is definitely one of them. Yeah. And is Samra your brother?
Yeah.
Is he able to share something with us as well?
Yeah, he could.
Yeah. Just Samra, tell us how old you are and what you're studying and stuff.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
salam. What do you mean by like what I'm studying?
How old are you and stuff?
16. I'm 16.
Okay, mashallah. And so you're doing GCSEs or are you going A-levels?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. And anything that you reflected on in the last year that maybe you want to work on this year?
Um, Note taking. I don't know. Well, I've just got into note taking for exams. So, yeah.
MashaAllah. May Allah help you in note taking and all your studies and give you success in that as well. So you guys, Riyab, let's go to you now. Are you already ready for it?
Yeah, how have you survived without note taking all this time, man? It's only coming to your planet 2021. But yeah, I think, yeah. First of all, Amar Bhai's Dari is coming along very nicely. So
We've seen it grow. We've seen it grow in the past few months.
we've seen it progress. My New Year's resolution is just not to be lazy. No, I'll change that. To make use of every minute. And I think then if I make use of every minute, then I can do everything. I can do my Jamaat work, the Atfal roles, the regional roles, and then I can also put the Hajjad in there and Quran in there, reading books. So yeah, just making use of every minute.
Yeah, brilliant. I think Hazur said that recently in this week with Hazur as well. He said to one of the students who asked the same question, how can I make use of my time? He said, whatever you do in the day, just record it. So if you're going somewhere, quickly write down how much time you spent on doing that. Then, if you're procrastinating, write how much time you're procrastinating. And by the time you get to the end of the day or 2-3 days, just look back and see all the places where, you could have filled something into that point. And in that way, every second of the day, you'll be making use of it. Brilliant. Jazakallah. Good one there. And two more people, Zishan and Saqib. So Zishan, is there anything from you as well? Nice to hear from you.
Assalamu alaikum again. I think I would like to read more books of the Promised Messiah, as I think I can read Urdu as well. And I think, as Hazura said as well, that we can read Urdu. It's a big benefit for us, as we can benefit from the treasures and the original writing, the script of the books of the Promised Messiah. So I would just like to read more books, really.
That's really good. There's plenty to dive into, so slowly and steadily. We do try to cover one book every week on Khuddam night with our Promised Messiah's books expert, Saqib Mahmood, who is in fact the next person to talk. Saqib, are you with us?
Yeah.
Qasim, nice to hear your voice. How have you been, and how was last year, and any new goals for this year?
All right. Last year was all right. I think my last year resolution was pray namaz on time. I think this year I'm gonna be doing. Azur said on one of his talks that people coming up, we should focus on doing the Hajj every single day, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I was discussing his doctor too, that we should do this every day, hopefully.
Inshallah. And the amazing thing, everyone, alhamdulillah, I think every single person mentioned about namaz. And the most beautiful thing about the spiritual side of it is that there's always room for improvement. No matter what level you are on, you can always improve on that side of things. So whatever you've done, if you're reading 5 daily prayers, add nawafil in there. If you're doing nawafil already, add tahajjud in there. If you're doing tahajjud already, then concentrate more on the quality of the namaz, not just the quantity. And really focus on the meaning and the understanding and the tafsir of it. If you do all those things, then there's no end to it. I'm just going to keep improving on that side. That's everyone. We've covered, alhamdulillah, every single person who was able to turn their mics on. I hope some people this year they're able to turn their mics on now, inshallah, as a resolution. For me personally, my resolution is to continue trying to bring everyone closer together and get to know each other more. And on a more personal note, increase my understanding of the Holy Quran, because all answers are given from there. And I remember Hazur always said to us that if anyone asks you any question, always start from the Holy Quran, and you'll always find your first bit of your answer from there. So there's a lot of reading for that. There's a lot of inner reading and the commentary. But if you do hold that close to you, then it will be an ultimate guidance for you in your whole life. Jazakallah. Zaryab, do we have a Kahoot ready for today?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we'll start the year off with a nice Kahoot from the Riyadh. Jazakumullah. Just to end on a nice note, and Jazakallah for the guys that have been able to stay with us throughout the day or throughout this session. These are Riyadh.
Okay, yeah.
New Year's Day special.
You know what? I thought there wouldn't be many people joining, so I just made it short and snappy with 10 questions again. But yeah, as a part of the New Year's resolution, putting 3 more questions in.
Oh, great one. You always have a different excuse, but it always seems to be a 10 now.
Yeah.
So guys, just anyone who's joining for the first time, Zajab, just please let them know how to join.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to share my screen. You'll get a pin on there. So you can either go on kahoot.it, or you can, if you got the Kahoot app, then enter the pin, and then the questions and the answers will be shown on the screen, and you choose from the whichever device you're using. So yeah, you need another device to play because I want to see the questions from, I want to answer from. So there we go. So the pin today is 2398105. Robisa, I got a quick question for you, man. Whilst people join.
Yeah.
Did the Holy Prophet ﷺ had long hair? I heard this recently. Is this what is this?
Up to his shoulder.
Okay.
I don't know if you classify that as long.
Well, longer than what we have.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people they do keep hair up to that length. But you always have to see if if you're doing it for the right reason.
I'm joining one.
But yeah, the sunnah is Hazrat Masih Islam also had hair up to his shoulders, but because it was always tied up in a turban, you wouldn't really see it. But people do it out of the love of the Holy Prophet.
And did the Holy Prophet have a turban as well?
Have a turban in that time. Everyone wore some sort of turban at that time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay then. So is anybody else joining? Yes, they are.
This guy belongs to tier 4.
Okay then, let's start.
It's going to be a competitive one today. Let's see which Qiyada wins. Leamington Spa in there though. 1-1, 2-1.
Okay, so this is a khutbah test, and it is, what did Hazrat Ali Radhiyallahu anhu have written on his ring? Is in today's khutbah.
Allah is WH.
Oh, who?
I hope it wasn't that.
Yeah. So it was in Urdu is Allah hi Badshah hai. Allah is who's the king. So the 7th one is Allah Nashfin. That was the promised Messiah alayhi salam. This was about Hazrat Ali today. And this is what he had written on his ring.
Is it written in Urdu?
No. I mean, that Urdu translation is in Arabic. Okay. The definition of Al-Kawthar. Surah Kawthar. What is the actual meaning of this name?
Kasrat.
Oh.
Kawthar comes from Kasir. Comes from.
Yeah, it's abundant good. So only 3 people got that. So you need to polish up those skills, guys. Okay, true or false? The Holy Prophet ﷺ did not prophesy the martyrdom of Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu. I think Gosh has already gone through this. Yeah, it is false. He did indeed, and said his beard he'll be bleeding. Okay, question 4. What is the busiest email account provider? Is it Hotmail, Gmail, or Yahoo Mail?
Couldn't think of a 4th one.
That was quick. Yeah, Gmail is actually in 1 billion monthly active users, where the second biggest, which is Outlook Hotmail, is only 400 million in comparison. So taking the shoot there.
Mashallah, Khashoggi is coming up. Great comeback.
Question 5: the most visited country in the world: England, China, America, or France?
I think it's England.
It is France. Yeah.
Come on, lads.
Paris is just
Let's go.
the city of romance, they called it. Yes, honest. Okay, here's one that people find hard sometimes. If you travel for 1.5 hours at a speed of 80 miles per hour, how far have you traveled? You're traveling at 8 miles per hour for an hour and a half. How far have you traveled? Yeah, thank God. This was. I was hoping you'd get it. Those 5 6 people that didn't get it. You know what's going on, but. Hmm.
What do you think?
So, what is a londi? So Hazul mentioned today what is a londi? Is it a daughter or a niece, or is it a female servant? I didn't know this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down. Yeah, a londi is a female servant.
Daddy, I want orange.
Orange? What's an orange now?
How many prophets are mentioned in the Holy Quran?
Ooh, what's a good one?
Orange.
Yeah, 25 prophets mentioned in the Holy Quran. Most people got that as well.
Honest, man. Honest, I don't know what he eats. What percentage?
What percentage of UK waste gets recycled?
Okay, we do the next. Barely any. Oh, 45%.
Yeah, 45%. And the aim for 2020 was 50, so the figures haven't come out yet. But yeah, it's quite good to be fair, but it's not really that good because 50% being just in landfills is quite a lot of waste. And Canada actually produces the most garbage, but obviously I think China are probably telling a lie there somewhere. No one like that. Okay, and true or false? This is the easy one. It was quite cold in Mubarak Mosque today. True or false?
How did you know that?
Hazur is wearing a scarf and a coat on top of his normal.
And the coat is in us, right?
Oh,
good observation there.
yeah.
Tirmizi.
Never seen Hazur give a sermon with a scarf before.
8 out of 10. Joint first. We'll give you that one, Dan.
Qadian, he gave quite a few sermons with scarves and overcoats on. So yeah, it's quite cold when he wears those.
He's done it in Qadian. Yeah.
My bad.
We lost.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think we lost as well. We lost. You can't say the words. He only wins. Okay. We just had Kaitsab join as well. Javed, what's up? Assalamu alaikum tullah. Just quickly, 20.
Apologies, Rabi Saab.
Today you don't have an excuse.
Rabi Saab, seriously, I was on a phone with the new, person entering our Qiyaadat. So the phone conversation got long.
Don't worry, it's fine. Jazakallah for joining in the end anyway.
Exactly.
Khuddam kiya na? Jazakallah everyone for joining as well. May Allah bless you guys all in this new year and allow you to fulfill all the goals that you have. Jazakallah again for joining. I know you have been patient, and I'm sure you guys have other things to do as well. So everyone is free to leave the call. And Jazakallah again, everyone, for joining the first ever Khuddam night of 2021. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
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 Assalamualaikum.